For those of you that don't know me, I'm Nathan Williams and I am a YouTuber and I have a channel called A Helpful Earth. I talk about so many similar subjects to what Felix does, such as happiness, spirituality. We dive into a lot of things which are very similar to one another, so we thought we'd do a collaboration video today for you. So today we wanted to talk to you about happiness and our happiness journey and the things that we've learned over the years about what makes us happy. Happiness for me is something that came natural as a child. When you're younger, you just naturally are happy because you have no responsibilities. You're just enjoying each day as it comes because all you have to do is go out and play and go to school. You haven't got a lot of things that you have to deal with and different situations that you have to overcome within your life. Some people do get it harder as children, but on the whole, you have parents, you have someone looking after you, and they deal with the things which are problematic in life, and therefore you have a lovely childhood. And I think that when you're growing up and you become a teenager, all of a sudden you begin to have more responsibilities and things change in your life. There are chemical changes within your body, going through puberty and things like that. And as you grow up, you start to realise that there's a lot more to life than just having fun and just being extremely happy all the time. You realise that you have responsibilities, a responsibility to earn your own income, a responsibility to make something of yourself in life, and making sure that you are surviving and thriving. And when that reality hits, I think that a lot of people end up having a lot of negative emotions. I know that's something that I struggled with when I was growing up. I lived an amazing childhood. I was very, very lucky and blessed to have such a lovely upbringing. And all of a sudden, all these responsibilities came out of nowhere. And I was growing up and I had to find a job and I had to do this, I had to do that. And there's a lot of pressure that gets put on you as a teenager, because in society we're expected to be a certain type of person, live our life a certain way, and those expectations got the better of me. And for a long time I think I vented in a unhealthy way. I used to go out drinking quite a bit, going out partying a lot. I suppose that's something that you do naturally do as a teenager, but when I look back on it now, I realise that actually it was kind of a way of escaping my responsibilities. I wasn't used to having to do so much with my life. I won't say I was spoilt bringing up, but my mum was such a loving mum. She did almost everything for me. And when I went to my first job, it's kind of funny, I couldn't even make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. I was that bad. So I was all of a sudden thrown into the big wide world, and it was scary. And that happiness that I once had sort of diminished. Over the years, I had to conquer this, I wouldn't say a depression, but this anxious state, this sort of stressful state that I was in because of the change of environment. And it took me a long time to conquer this and learn the things that I needed to learn to become a functioning adult. And for a long time I thought that I had to live my life a certain way, and I think it's because of the amount of pressure that was all of a sudden piled on me, and I started to conform and think that I had to get this specific job. Everyone told me that I'd be a very good teacher in a primary school, and for a long time I thought, right, that's going to be my career path because everyone's telling me that's what I'd be good at. And I listened to people and I began to sort of work towards that. And I realised along that journey that I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy because I was living someone else's idea of how I should live my life. And that sort of conformity was holding me back from being happy. I realised that youthful happiness came from freedom. It was freedom to make my own choices and just go out and do exactly what I wanted to. And I thought, why can't I do that in adult life? Why do I have to be this sort of social construct that everyone expects me to be? And I thought, well, maybe if I was happiest back when I was a child, maybe I should take a lesson from that and try and implement it into adult life. Yes, still have responsibilities and do what I need to do to make sure I make a living and I survive and thrive, but at the same time, take that pressure off my shoulders and choose the life that I want. Once I chose the path that I chose for myself, and I decided, right, I'm going to carve my own path and create the life that I want to create, that is when I began to find happiness again. And I began to find that life can be exciting and happy, just like when you were young and youthful. It's just whether or not you choose to completely conform or go on your own path and do your own thing. Once I began to do my own thing, I realised, wow, I can do the things I want to do as an adult. I can go and travel. I can become a YouTuber and give lessons to you in that way. Because I was told for a very long time I should be a primary school teacher, and I was working towards that for a long time, but it just never really connected with me. You know, when you just feel like something isn't right. That's what happened with me with primary school teaching. I think I would have been a good teacher, but it just didn't feel right. So I decided, no, I'm not going to go and do that. I'm going to do my own thing. And I do one-to-one support work at the moment, and I absolutely love it. I get to go out and take young adults with disabilities out, doing sports, taking them to places they need to go to and want to go to. And I get so much enjoyment out of doing that. And that's because I chose to go and do that. Like I've chosen to create this YouTube channel to teach you guys a lesson, I'm doing exactly what I want to in life. It hasn't come without judgment, that's for sure, because society has this expectation of what you should be. And if you don't follow that expectation, then everyone looks at you with sort of that kind of look and they think, what on earth is he doing? And I have had a lot of people telling me I shouldn't be doing this YouTube channel because it's not me. It's not who I am. That's not really you, Nath. Why are you going off and doing that? You look stupid. You sound stupid. I've had that said to me so many times. And I think to myself, I'm actually showing my truest side of me. Like, I am giving you the complete truth right now. I couldn't be any more truer. So what you've seen of me before was actually the fake me. So it's kind of like people have seen a fake side of me all along. So I want to encourage you today to bring out your truth, because bringing out your truth will bring out your happiness. Happiness comes where, as an adult anyway, when you are in true alignment with yourself. And until you can become your true self and escape that social construct of who you should be, then happiness is very hard to achieve, I find anyway, because you're living someone else's idea of who you should be. Happiness is easy as a child because you have no responsibilities, but growing up it's a lot harder to achieve. Happiness can come when you step outside the box and stop being 99% of what everyone else is being, and you be that 1%, that individual, being your true self in front of everyone, despite the judgment, despite what everyone else thinks of you, because you will get a lot of backlash by being yourself, but overall you'll feel content, you'll feel happy, and most of all you'll get that sense of fulfillment that everyone longs for. I mean, I know that I'm not the most accomplished person in the world right now. I still have a lot more that I could go and achieve. But at the same time, I haven't got that pressure on my shoulders, because I know it will come naturally. As long as I'm being myself and I'm being the person that I was put on this planet to be, then I know everything else will come alongside with it. Happiness can be achieved right now in the present moment. You don't have to be a certain type of person to be happy. You don't have to have an amazing job. You don't have to have moved out your house by now. You don't have to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend right now. You don't need anything to be happy. Happiness comes from within, and it's just about being yourself in this world, no matter what. That's what I found anyway. Shout out to Felix for having the idea of doing this together. Thanks very much. I hope that this video helps you in some way, and I hope that I've got my point across well. Come over and check out my channel, A Helpful Earth, and check out Felix's channel, Felix New, if this part of the video is on my channel. Thanks very much for watching. The grass is greener when you open your eyes. Peace.